I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed.
Merch.
Because if you do, you, dear listener, will be the first person to watch our George Harrison, John Lennon interview. We will send you a special link for that. That interview is coming very, very soon.
We're Christians. We made it happen in a very strange way.
Seduct. Jambi, you
Are hilarious.
you I got your text. It seems pretty serious, and I don't want to halftime do this and then look at it because I feel like that's disrespectful to you. So I got your text. I'll review it soon.
I don't know what the text was. I was laughing at your comment.
Yeah, she hasn't seen the text, but you said don't show anybody. So, all right.
Okay.
Sevendust-Skeleton song.
Okay, so he said
with my buddy and then my friend, and then after that we go.
So obviously I had to choose my favorite band, and this is such a great, beautiful song that I listen to a lot. And like one of the lyrics says, I lose myself in a song again, as I hope we all have enjoyed doing so tonight.
All right.
Here we go.
Skeleton song for DJ.
The last song.
Freaking.
I'm glad you went with 5 songs instead of 4.
The Lone Rider Tony. There you go. If you're in
go.
regular YouTube land, sit back and enjoy the show. Skeleton song, Sevendust, let's go. Uh-oh. Ballad time. Ballad time.
I'll stay right here with all these familiar faces and shut out everyone else from the world we created. Instead of becoming the sick and twisted, I lose myself in a song again. Far from light.
This kid, this freaking DJ, man. DJ Tony the Lone Rider. Holy moly. He just... Every freaking song, whether you know the band or not, or you're familiar, every song's a banger. They're all deep and shit. Holy shit, Tony. Deep dude, bro. Good night, you two. Salam alaikum, Lee Moore. We'll talk again for sure, inshallah. Okay, what'd you think the song was about? You were vibing. LeJohn's voice is just sweet and creamy as hell, bro.
Yes. Wow. This one was crazy because it kind of brought you to a place that kind of felt kind of safe, but at the same time, you know, it sounded like he was singing about when you're having like a whatever type of night, whether you're alone or you're whatever, that there's a song that kind of gets you through the night. And when he called it a skeleton song, I wasn't sure if it was a song by an artist that had passed away, but they had like a song that was like still something that was like, maybe because of their struggle, it made their song so much more meaningful. Or if he's talking about why he called it a skeleton song, I'm a little confused about. I don't know if it means like when the song is live and the feeling is full, but then there's a song that has been recorded and then it's like there, we can still access it, but it's not actually happening. And so I really don't know. I've never heard the phrase before of a skeleton song, but I understood the meaning that you have a song that kind of, and you've had that happen multiple times where you're having some horrible night and like you get introduced to this song and then the song is something that kind of helps get you through. It's happened to you a lot.
Yep.
And not like Christian songs either. So
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah, they're almost never Christian songs. Although Worship Mob, shout out to Worship Mob. You guys should check them out. They do a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
They
but
do
it was
long form renditions of corny Christian song and turn it into something really deep.
Yes, something really beautiful.
And you guys have heard we talked about prayer meetings and stuff like that, and how crazy that is. I'll send you I'll put a Worship Mob video to you guys in the
link
link, and you can see, because if you watch that video, that's pretty much what it was like, and it was it was so amazing. Okay, continue.
So he says, I'll lose myself in a song tonight, and I definitely it's very interesting to say I'll lose myself in a song tonight in a song that I'm losing myself in.
Right.
And it's tonight.
Right.
So it's kind of interesting, but anyway, yeah, so what does skeleton song mean?
Yeah, I just think it's a song, it's a death song. And the irony is the death song
is what keeps him alive.
Yeah. I'll say right here with all these familiar faces and shout out everyone else from the world we created. So it's a relationship song.
I just gotta say, the Lone Rider, if you are single, you should put that out there. You have a great song list and great taste, and I think you may find someone on the channel.
Holy smokes. Do you have a beat on someone?
No, it's just, he's got a good list,
Amy Lee is already spoken for. So
I wasn't speaking for I wasn't saying Amy Lee. I was just saying that.
No, I'm saying like we've already made a couple love connections in the villages. This is like me and you in verse 1, right? We'll shut out everyone from the world we created. Like that's my philosophy. And I'm not certain how healthy that is, but that's how I roll. What?
Wow. Just, we've had like, there are there's moments that you can have and not realize that it was a moment until it's far gone from you. Right. And you're like, yo, that was a moment. But that's one thing that's been super significant, I think, about our relationship is we've had a lot of moments, and I've known they were moments when they were moments.
Right. Yes.
And I'm sure that I've missed a lot of moments too, but there's been a ton that I'm like, we're in a moment.
Yep. Yep. No, I completely agree with that. And, Like, that's a big... I was talking to somebody like, you and Sori are just in your own little world and nobody else matters and nobody cares. You don't care about anybody but you and Sori, blah, blah, blah. Which is, of course, not true. But I was very honored by the fact that was that person's perception of my relationship to Sori. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that there's a sense in which there's some truth to it and then a sense in which it's not true. You know what I mean? Like, we have our thing, you know, and nobody's getting into our thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's us. But at the same time, we do have other people.
Yeah, we do that though. We you know, we're pretty quick to be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's a flaw. That's just what it is at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong in being far from right. Another Skeleton song stuck in my head all night. There's something wrong when everything goes right.
Yeah.
So he's just saying. So it's him and this girl, and he's like, people can say what they want about us because I'm.
Oh, wait a minute. This is a relationship song? You said that at the beginning, but I never got that it was a relationship song.
And shut out everyone else in the world we created.
Yeah, but besides that, does it say anything more? I literally pictured this person completely by themselves.
Yeah.
Through this whole song.
I mean, it starts out in stanza 1 as a...
Yeah.
So it looks like they're being judged for being that kind of a couple.
Maybe.
Shut out everybody else in the world we created. And the chorus is him saying, so what? Like, nobody's perfect, and I'm okay. I'm at peace with your judgments. Like,
yeah.
And the thing is, anytime you're really in a relationship where it's really...
Oh, were you doing that bad guy? I'm at peace with it.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my man Skeletor. Everyone thinks you're an asshole. I am at peace with this.
He's sitting in his big chair. Okay, anyway. So, how you put it, we put it on these videos, like, this is probably like the 4th time, but it's such a great... It's so great. Oh, I have to show you something. I saved a couple things to show you later. Yeah, I kind of like the part too. And there's nothing wrong in being far from right. That is a very relaxing phrase to me because I'm the type of person where I want everything to be right and I don't want there to be anything wrong. And so, I think that if this is a relationship song, you have to accept the fact that there will be times in your relationship that it's going to feel like nothing's right. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be perfect all the time. And, you know, as you go through your cycles and your phases with each other, you're going to hit those points. And so it kind of like is like, oh, okay, there's nothing wrong in being far from right. I think that if you have a mindset that you're not going to stay far from right, but that you are on a journey to get back to right. And then when he says, and there's something wrong when everything goes right, you know, there was this, it's a joke, but it's still funny.
What?
I think it's this one. No. Okay, you can read your thing and then I'll read mine when I pull it up.
Well, I was just looking at verse 2.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it says, was it too hard to open the door of faith when everyone feels the same? A different face, but on the same page. Now look at this line right here. This line might be, Amy says, no scuba line to Ben. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
This next line might be the most intelligent line I've seen in 2021.
Yeah,
Thus
what
far.
is it? What is it?
He says, I don't need something that hurts more than nothing.
Oh, I know. That one stuck out to me as well.
I don't need anything that's going to hurt me more than nothing. So he says, so I think the next line is about faith and how, you know, Christianity has these judgments about certain kinds of relationships, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. Was it too hard to open the door to faith? I think he's saying, no, it wasn't hard to open the door. The problem is when I open the door, you guys tried to come in my house and destroy everything. So now I'm closing the door. I'm going to go back to my music. That's how I interpreted verse 2 in Shabbat. Did you have anything else in that?
Well, I couldn't find that thing that I was trying to show you, but well, I actually didn't hear your explanation of I don't need something that hurts more than nothing.
I think he's talking about religion.
Other people? Oh, religion?
Yeah.
But I think
it's too hard to open the door of faith. So I assumed that was religion. Go ahead.
I think that could be for anything. Relationships, whatever, you know what I mean? Like
100%.
Nothing is
100%.
It's painful to be alone, but sometimes, holy shit, the relationship is so bad that you're better off alone.
Yeah.
You know, you have to know when it's time to quit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree.
If a relationship is abusive and things are not changing and the person is not seeking out help and it's just the same, that's kind of one thing that I'm focusing on at this stage in my life is patterns. So instead of looking at individual things, like one of the kids was like, she was like, oh, I forgot my money, but can I use your money to buy some soda for my brother? And I said,
brilliant.
I said, sure. So she bought 2 of them. That was kind of weird, but whatever. She was like, I'm buying 2 because I think he's going to drink all of his soda quickly. And then later on, she was like, what would you do if, well, I caught her in the fridge drinking some of it. I was like, what are you doing? And then she's like, I'm just taking a sip. She's like, what if I would have bought it and I would have been tricking you that I was just doing that so I could actually get the soda for myself? Because I knew if I asked, you'd say I would have had to have my money. But since I used my brother as like a foil, I figured you'd fall for, you know what I mean? That's basically what she's saying. And I said, no, I don't expect that that's what you were doing because that doesn't follow your pattern of behavior. So I'm really trying to like pull back when I'm dealing with people and myself. And it gives you a bigger and a fuller understanding of people because sometimes people do something and you're like, I can't believe they just did that. But then you pull back and you're like, wait a minute, they've literally never done something like that before. So maybe I'm seeing this incorrectly because there's a lot of talks. I've been looking at those talks that talk about the mind and how the mind will interpret things according to what they want, what you want to see or what you want to hear. And so you have to be conscious of the fact that your mind is looking to interpret things according to your own wants and desires. So how can you actually ascertain truth? And that's by patterns is, I think, a helpful thing because it might not fit your narrative or it might not be the thing that you want it to be. And so in that case, you look at the pattern and you say, well, this is so.
Yeah. No, I agree. His voice is just, man.
Butter.
Again, like, I wasn't a Sevendust fan. I've never really been a Sevendust fan. I really didn't like that band, to be honest with you. I was
really?
I liked Denial, and then, I bought that record, and I didn't really like it. The name of their first record was called Home, and I don't know. Maybe I was too much in my corn shit or whatever. They didn't do it for me. But now, listen, maybe it's because I didn't have enough life experiences to...
Maybe,
you know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Because now
I don't know, because when we first started listening to Sevendust, I was like, yeah, but I didn't love it as much as I do now.
Right.
But I don't know if it's because Tony picks ones that, like they have that harmony in there that I like, that, so I don't know if he's picking the ones that are kind of more geared that way. And that's why I'm liking Sevendust more by the day.
Yeah, no, it really is. Sevendust is an example of us discovering a band from the channel. Right? Mm-hmm. This is another 10 for me. I really, really love this song. Really, really love the song. So it's a 10 for me.
Okay, I have one more thing to say. So when it says when there's something wrong, and there's something wrong when everything goes right. So a lot of times you hear people say that. They'll be like, oh my gosh, everything's going good. That means something bad's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because, again, if we're talking about patterns, yes, like life is about good and bad and as you cycle through those things. So you could look at it and say, oh my gosh, everything's going good. That means something bad's going to happen. Or you could say, oh my gosh, everything's going bad. So something good's going to happen.
Right.
But we're so focused. Like for some reason, we feed off the negative more than we do the positive, and we look to the negative more than we do the positive, and we're quick to say, oh boy, here we go. Like, so I think that a lot of stuff is about your perspective and your outlook, and we have to, I think that obviously people go through some super painful things and just things that feel so much bigger than themselves, and I think that those times are harder, and you really need people around you, and you need family, and you need friends and community and stuff. But there are other times where, like we said in that previous song, where you're just going through, you're accepting darkness, and you're accepting, what was the phrase they used in that other song? Dark, the suicide imbecile one. They used a phrase like about like dark patterns of thinking or something like that. So anyway, like I've been really working on that with myself. So that's why it's kind of coming out more in the channel, is because it's on my mind a lot, and trying to be, optimistic about things that don't feel, and it's much healthier anyway. So there's my advice to you: do the same thing.
Skeleton song might also be a secret that he's keeping, that he's only now coming out of the closet in the song. You know, they say you got skeletons in your closet.
Yeah.
So maybe he's writing, and the specific people know exactly what he's talking about. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he's basically saying, "All right, I'm cleaning out my closet." You know what I'm saying? That's another way of looking at it. It was a 10 for me. What'd you give it?
Oh, it's a 10 for me too.
Holy schmoly! There you are, dear listener. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful all around from start to finish.
Yep.
Another DJ stream in the books. There you are, dear listener. Having said that, Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone. Holy smoly, DJ.
You know what? Sometimes I'll be like, whenever you're like, hey, I want to do another stream, I'm like, okay, we got to make this happen because I love your song picks. And then it's so funny. You know what he does for a job? Okay, well, I'll tell you later. Anyway.
I was going to say, you going to tell everybody the social security number?
No. So anyway, it's so funny because I actually did, when I was in college, I actually had to do that type of job that you're doing. And so I'm like, but we weren't allowed to listen to any music. It was a very legalistic place. But anyway, I'm thinking to myself, man, that's so cool that you're able to like listen to music while you're doing that job. And so sometimes, you know, like when we're talking, I'll picture you setting up the stuff and putting the thing down and listening to all your music. And I'm glad that he said that like at his job, like they're not good with his music. And so it's cool. This is the conversation we had, right, Anthony? Or am I like misremembering this? And that, you know, when he's on here, it's cool because he gets to share the songs that he loves with people who actually love the songs too. Mm-hmm. So there's a whole community and stuff, so it's cool.
There you are, dear listeners. Shout out to the big homie. Really, really, really good job. Holy moly. 4 10s from Vin and Sori and a 3 from Vin.
And 3 from Vin. You gave 3 10s and I gave 4 10s.
Oh, yeah. And then we're going to leave with this gem from Ben Webb. I love him. He's the greatest. The greatest of all time.
Oh, boy.
Having said that, dear listener, Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone. How long can you keep this pose?